If you like stories, whether it's reading them, writing them, or watching them, then this writing niche is for you. I'm talking about video scripts. This very minute, 81% of businesses need script writers. And while it may sound specialized, the secret is it's not. So stay tuned because I've got one of the world's top business script experts with me, and we're going to show you how simple it is, how to break in, and how much you can make. Hi there. Welcome to AWAI, Inside AWAI on script writing. I am super excited to be here today. I'm going to introduce my special guest just in case you're not familiar with him. Our guest today has produced for NBC, worked for the Muppets and MTV, and yes, that does rhyme, and co-founded, built, and sold a marketing agency. You might have seen him on the Today Show or in the New York Times. He's a best-selling author and one of the most influential marketers in the world, and he's had more coffee today than you will drink in a week. So please give a big, warm welcome to Andrew Davis. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, thank you, Rebecca. I'm so glad to be here. Hi, Maxine and Frank and John and everybody that's watching. I'm so excited to chat.
So fun. So normally we have these sessions are on bigger, vaguer topics, and script writing might be one of the opportunities. But this one was so exciting to me. I thought, let's just focus directly on this. Plus, if I have a whole hour just to talk to you, I'm going to take it. So here we are today. But I want to take it from the top. So we have talked about this episode of Inside AWAI as an overview of script writing, how to break in, what it really is, what you can make. So I really want to cover all the bases. So maybe we can just take it from the top. How did you get into script writing and what is it looking like today?
Yeah, okay, so I've been writing scripts. I started writing scripts for television news broadcast shows in Boston, Massachusetts, actually. So I lived in New England. I went to school for television and film, and my first job out of school was producing two little shows. One was like a weekly public affairs call-in show, and the other one was a medical call-in show. And actually, the medical call-in show was the #1 rated medical call-in show in the nation, which was easy to do because there were no other medical call-in talk shows talking about it. So, but here's the thing. It didn't have a massive audience, but it was a really great opportunity to learn to write for television. And then I started writing for all sorts of other stuff. I wrote for Charles Kuralt. If anyone's old enough from the US in the chat to remember Charles Kuralt, you'll know who I'm talking about. A great American storyteller. Maybe you know what he's done. He did CBS Sunday Morning, which is one of his great shows. So he taught me a lot about how to write great stories. And then I wrote for the Today Show, wrote segments for CNN, all sorts of other broadcast networks. And then I started my own marketing agency. And I didn't know anything about marketing, but I did know how to write scripts.
So why?
Oh, you really want to know why?
Yeah,
so
what makes that massive change?
It was the late 1990s. And Rebecca, you remember the big .com boom where everybody was just starting a startup and you get
That's when I entered the workforce. I was super excited at that time.
It was a great time to enter the market. And I was working in television. I was working at the Jim Henson Company. And I had a bunch of friends in the television business who left and they got recruited by marketing companies or they were doing marketing for big brands. And I called them up and said, what are you doing? And they said, we don't really know. Actually, here, they did this. We don't really know what we're doing. We're just kind of telling stories and they call that marketing. And I was like, how much are you getting paid? And they were like, a lot. They were getting paid 4 times. They were getting paid 4 times as much as me. And I thought, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. So I quit. And I actually did get a couple of marketing jobs in startups. And you know how the startup world was then, people were getting acquired and fired. Yeah, exactly. It was up and down.
Do we get the venture capital? Yes, we do. Then we don't. And we're up and we're down.
Exactly. It's like, we spent too much on marketing. Lay everybody off. It was like that. So I decided after all the roller coaster ride, I was like, you know what? I think I can do a good job marketing. I partnered up with a friend of mine who he was a television journalist and a really masterful writer, a guy named James Costco. And we started our agency in 2001. And we ended up focusing very heavily on video because both of us had a video background. So we wrote thousands of video scripts over the course of our career at running the marketing agency. We sold it in 2012. And then, just to take you back even further, like in 2001, when we started the agency, we were distributing video on CD-ROMs. It
Oh,
was a disc, you'd put it into your computer, then you'd hit play. Then we got to DVDs and we were like, wow, this is the big time. Then the web came around and we could finally stream video with YouTube in 2006. That really became more popular. And so we ended up creating, essentially what we did as an agency was use video content to create moments of inspiration, these moments in time that would inspire people to buy something they didn't know they needed. And we were completely focused on really helping people, add value to their lives with the products or services we were marketing. And we really enjoyed it. So when I left the agency, I started doing my own, marketing as a speaker. I decided to just speak and write books, and that's what I've been doing since then for almost 10 years. And so I've written thousands and thousands of video scripts, but what I've realized is that there's a huge need for this in the marketplace. Like essentially 4 out of 5 businesses need help with their video scripts these days, and they're looking for writing help specifically because it's not just it's very easy to create a video these days. You can turn on your iPhone and like shoot a video and upload it, right? But to create a video that actually does deliver on the marketing promise of video, you have to craft it correctly. And that's the key to making a great video. You can spend a lot of money on a beautiful production, create a great video at the end that doesn't do anything for your business. And the focus for me has been, how can we really create video that inspires people to act and really gets them to engage in long form content that people want to watch. And that's what really inspires people to make the next move.
Okay, so I want to, like, my next question after this question is going to be talking about the types of video and what it actually is, because I do think that has always been like, what? That's what you do as a scriptwriter? So more on that in just a minute. But first, the one question I know that everybody has in their head right now after hearing that intro is, well, that's all well and good, but I don't have experience in TV. I don't have experience, this amazing entertainment background, so I'm out, right? Can you at least address that right now? At this point of the conversation, we're not you.
Yes.
Is there a chance for us?
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you a little secret. If you can watch a video, you can write a video.
Write that down.
I'm not joking. It doesn't take any skills. In fact, here's the thing. I've worked with lots of writers over the years, and I've worked with writers who are unbelievably talented marketing writers. They can write great sales copy. They can write beautiful emails. They can write wonderful advertising campaigns, amazing website copy. And when I ask them to help write a video script and I teach them the method, a lot of times the first hurdle they have is getting over the way they write for reading and thinking about how to write. Yes, the key to writing a great video script is really understanding that it's a different kind of writing. You're going to write words that people are either going to say and they're going to hear. And when you write like you write for a video script, it sounds unnatural. And so a lot of the grammatical rules that you're supposed to have for when you're writing a great email or website copy, they go out the window. And to be honest, I'm a really bad grammatically incorrect writer. I mean, I've written books and I'll send it to an editor and they're like, what is wrong with your punctuation? Like, you use a lot of ellipses, too many commas. And to be honest, I don't know the real rules because I've written too many video scripts where I just write ... And I use words that people actually use when they're talking and style that's actually used when they're talking. So if you have a good grasp of, how videos are created, the kinds of videos that are, really are compelling, you want to focus on learning how to write like people speak instead of writing like people read. And most people do it very naturally. And we've had people go through this course in the past, Rebecca, that have mastered it really quickly because it is really, really simple. Some people have never written a word of copy in their lives and they pick it up like that. And then there are people who have been writing copy for 20 years and they've got to break some habits that they've learned. They're good habits when you're writing copy, habits when you're writing video scripts. So I would say it's easier to learn than any other kind of writing that I've ever encountered.
Well, so AWAI members, if you've been with AWAI for a while, the whole idea that we teach you to write like you speak, that's part of it too, because even reading, if you can't say it out loud, the chance of somebody getting distracted, getting confused, thinking your copy is, dare I say, boring, is possible because that's not how we speak. We don't want people to glaze over when they're reading our copy because unlike politeness at a table or in a conversation, they just throw it away, right? They don't have to pretend to be paying attention. So I think AWAI members actually already have an advantage with script writing because that is how we teach them to write. So I love what I'm hearing. You made a comment though about the types of videos that are compelling. Can you go through that a little bit? Maybe some different types of examples of
Oh,
video
sure.
types. How are they used?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you've seen a video online, those videos need scripts. So like it could be a how-to video. Like that's the most basic kind of video. Teaching people how to use a product or how to engage with a brand or how to use a service or how the product works. Like how-to videos are the kind of like the bread and butter of the web video content. And every company needs how-to videos of some kind, even internal how-to videos, how to log on to the intranet, how to, get your 401k benefits.
Yes.
Like those kinds of things are videos that people have to create. The next level up, there are videos that are video ads, like straight up, 60-second long, 30-second long, 3-minute long videos that are meant to advertise a product or a service and are distributed by an ad medium online that's video. So a lot of that is YouTube these days. So if you're going to create YouTube video ads for a product or service, writing that copy needs to be done. Vlogging is a very, very big one, right? So, because I'm marketing me, essentially, I do a video every single week and I have someone write those for me. And there are lots and lots of people just like me out there that wish they could continuously deliver great video. They have money to pay a writer because they don't have the time and energy to do it themselves. And they need someone that's good and talented at it and they have a high volume to do. So that's on the one-to-one side. But on the big side, there are companies that are distributing videos every single week that are just, thought leadership videos. They're kind of positioning videos where they're going to talk about something that's interesting to them or their company in a very much a kind of content marketing way, but using video as their medium of choice. And I think at the very top end, you have my favorite kind of video, and the one that I think pays really well when it comes to video script writing is video case studies and testimonials. A lot of companies want to show, not just tell, how good their product is by actually telling a great story for a client that they've serviced in the past. And the easiest story to tell might seem to be a video case study, but there are a lot of problems with them. And if you can create one that's so good that people watch it and they're inspired to take the next step in the buying journey, instead of just prove the kind of, validity of the brand, which is what most people use testimonials for, you can create a video that actually moves the market for a client. And that's really powerful when they didn't realize that their testimonials could not just be a proof point, but a powerful marketing engine.
Oh my gosh. So guys, again, that's another great skill that you already have, having trained with AWAI, the show, not tell. We constantly are writing about that. We don't tell people, we don't talk about product. We show the future benefit of the solution that they're hopefully moving forward with. I mean, our people are perfect for this.
Absolutely. And if you can, the wonderful thing about video is you can actually show instead of show with words.
Right. So literally, it's easier.
Yeah, that's right. And so, one of the things you'll learn when you're working on writing video scripts is how to write the video piece of the script. So one piece of it is like the audio. What do you hear, right? The other piece is what are we going to see? And so you're kind of creating a recipe for the video that a director is going to use to actually then shoot the video, and an editor is going to use to actually cut it together. So your job is like chief architect and recipe maker for the video that you want at the end of the day. And this is great for companies, by the way, because lots of companies have wasted tons of money when they say to a video production company, hey, we want to do a testimonial video for our company. Here's the client, like go interview them and put together a great video. Well, then when they get the final product, because they didn't have a video script, they say, well, wait a second, they didn't talk about X, or they didn't mention Y, or we didn't actually see the product, mounted in their, server farm or whatever it is that you're doing the testimonial for. And they say, well, why didn't you shoot that? And they're like, well, we didn't think about it. When you write a video script, what you're doing is saving all that time and energy and money that that is expended when there's no script, because you'll write in the video script like shot of server, right? And so you're like, oh, I get it, and they get the shot of the server. So it's kind of like it's just it's a wonderful creative exercise. But when you have the power to use not just what you hear, but what you see as a piece of the emotional journey for people, the video gets more and more powerful and more engaging.
I got so many sticky notes. There's so many things.
Oh,
okay.
no. Sorry. Okay.
I'm being attacked.
I'll slow it down.
Attacked by sticky notes. No, because you opened two loops for me. One is the realization that so much of it is scripted, that it's not just people randomly talking to camera. I think a lot of people would be surprised that your weekly video, being a video person, is scripted. But like you said, that saves time. It makes sure that your message is clear. It makes sure that it's effective, that you have a singular, not a bunch of sticky notes, but a singular point of focus. I think that's actually, even that moment alone was like, that's scripted. I could be doing that. And that the value is huge, because for any company, for me to sit there, and let's say I'm a veterinarian, I should be servicing my patients, not sitting here trying to craft a script about what I might say to the camera.
Yes. And then worrying about what it looks like when you get it back from your editor. You know, I mean, like a big piece of this is what it looks like at the end. And so many people have tried video because they haven't been prepared. They just get up, they start to shoot the video, and then they send it to an editor, hoping the editor can fix it, right? And the poor editor is like, well, I'm doing my best here. Like, I added some music and some graphics, and that's all we've got. But when you have a proper script, you're giving that editor a recipe. Like, I have a video script for one of my loyalty loop videos. You want to look at it while we're chatting?
I do. I just want to make sure everyone writes this down, because that value, when you're thinking about presenting yourself, and we're going to talk about this specifically, but just to plant the seed that you're saving time, you're ensuring the effectiveness, and you're saving money for the producers, because you're not just saying, here's 5 hours of random footage, go find you something great in here. You're saying, no, like, here's the recipe to make the cake look like that, instead of just this big bowl of ingredients that may or may not turn into a cake at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I used to spend a lot of time before. So when I first started doing my videos for YouTube, I thought the right way to do it would be to do it like the way I thought I saw it online, which is I'll just talk to the camera, then I'll cut it all together, and like, it'll be great. Right. And I'm an editor as well. Like, I know how to edit, and I enjoy editing. I actually think editing is kind of the magic where everything comes together and you kind of see the final product, right? And so I was editing myself, and while I was editing myself, I was like, this is idiotic, because now I'm like stopping to go shoot a shot that I should have shot when it was all set up in the first place. And this is what happens to actual clients. So the more you actually write a script and follow the script, now I hand it off to an editor, and who can do it 5 times as fast as me, and in a day can get back exactly what I wrote. And it's so much more effective, but more gratifying too, because I get the video back and I'm like, yes, like, that's exactly how I pictured it. And it's not because Sean, my guy who edits, who's awesome, by the way, it's not because he like gets it. It's because he just followed my list.
You've actually read the recipe and cooked it. It's like just making a cake and actually following the recipe. It's going to turn out right. So let's look at the recipe. I love, because I do think this is another. So most of you are probably thinking it's highly complicated, visuals and all the stuff, show and all the stuff, scripted word for word, every single thing in a teleprompter. Let's show them how it's done, Andrew.
Okay. All right. So I actually have 2 scripts. And then what I did was I went back and found a script that I liked. And then I decided I could also give you the links if you guys want to go watch the final product, so you can compare it in your mind to the script. So here we go. We'll look at the script here. This is, a script we called To Gate or Ungate. And like, this is just the title of the video for internal purposes. But basically, you can break any video script down very easily into 2 columns, okay? This column is the audio column. This is what am I going to hear, okay? For example, music under, and this is the name of the music that I want to be under this, okay? So one of the things, the kind of technical aspects you learn when you're writing video scripts is that these are kind of shorthand for lots of stuff. Like, that's wide shot, okay? Because this is the video column. What am I going to see while I hear this? So I'll just read like the first bit here, okay? So you can kind of see how it feels. So it's like music under, end of the beginning. And it sounds like this. How was that for my music?
I loved it. It's good.
And then we're going to hear Shakespeare say, to gate or ungate your content? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the free distribution of your ebook or to force your audience to fill out a sea of form fields just to download a PDF. Okay. Now, meanwhile, while we see that, it's a wide shot of me standing at a gate listening to Shakespeare. And I've got a graphic of William Shakespeare and a little graphic that says quote time that pops up. So basically you can see that these are parallel, and essentially the whole script looks exactly like that, right? So there's like terms like B-roll you'll need to learn. So that's like when you see something that isn't what you hear. Okay, this is me talking, but over me talking, you're going to actually see a landing page and a blurred out email address on the back end and some graphics that say more high quality leads, question mark, question mark. So this is what a script ends up looking like. And for your inside knowledge here, a 6-minute script formatted like this, a 6-page script formatted like this is about a 6-minute video. So if you guys want to see this one here, I'll give you the link. You guys can go look at it after we're done here. I'll put it on the piece of paper so you have it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, bit.ly/ what's that? Oh, to gate or ungate. All right, to gate or ungate, bit.ly/ to gate or ungate, all lowercase, and it should take you to the video, and you can watch the final product that is essentially that script turned into the video.
So show of hands, can you guys raise your hands? Does that seem, and we're going to get into some of the nuances in the business side and all that, but raise your hand seeing that. Does that just change your mindset over what video script writing is? When I first met Andrew and we talked about doing this video script writing certification with him, I was thinking, it's page, when you said 6 pages, I was thinking dense text, single spaced, wide, like really thin margins and toppers. And then like in a teleprompter of someone having to say all the stuff. But then you showed that and I was like, that's it. Like, and I know there's more to it, but it did feel a little bit more doable.
It's really accessible. It's not, there was a question in the Q&A box. I hope you don't mind if I just pulled it out, but it's relevant right now. Somebody asked, is like screenwriting like a movie script similar to video script writing? And I'll tell you this, it is similar only in the sense that you have to think about what you see and what you hear and write both of them. It's not similar in the sense that the script looks very, very different. And if anyone's seen a movie script, you could tell that already, right? A movie script is formatted differently. And the second thing you should know is that it's generally less complicated than a movie script. A movie script requires a lot of interpretation by the director and the editor because you're writing kind of the narrative, more like a fictional story. Whereas when you're writing a video script, it really is the recipe. You're saying like, I want beans in my pudding. Like I want to make sure you add this.
Beans in your pudding.
You know what? I was just in England and they put beans in a lot of stuff.
Right.
So the English love their beans. I love beans too. So, hey, but in my video, there's beans, Rebecca, and they're right here. So that's how it works. So it is, I would say it's easier to write a video script than it is to become a screenwriter or write a screenplay. But I would say if you want to write video scripts, you'll be a better screenwriter for it because it's like a stair step into the approach.
Okay, yeah. And it's interesting. Tanya here is saying, I love telling stories and always wanted to break into script writing, but was not interested in working in Hollywood. So I was thinking this might be a great alternative.
This is the alternative. Look, I worked in the entertainment business for a long time. I worked at the Jim Henson Company, and it's a cutthroat world that isn't, to me, as satisfying as writing a video script for a company that really needs it and seeing the impact the video can have. And for me, that's really powerful. You can make a really big difference in a company's life by creating something that really does inspire people to spend some money to add value to their lives because they watched a video that inspired them to take that next step. So I would encourage you, if you've been kind of jaded by the Hollywood, aura, I think you'll find that you have a lot more control over the kinds of videos you want to do, the kinds of businesses you want to impact, and the kind of stories you want to tell. And for me, that's made this really a satisfying move.
And the opportunity. I mean, I know a few former scriptwriters or screenwriters who said it's so small. The pool of people and the actual opportunity is so tiny, kind of like best-selling novelist. Like that's such a
Yeah.
small opportunity for the number of books that are out there. Whereas this, you don't really need a ton of clients because there's so many different kinds of videos like you showed us that
Yeah.
you could be writing for each client.
And one of the keys that we talk about when you're trying to get your first clients is when you're working on getting video clients, it's so easy today to get a client that already is trying video but not seeing lots of success. So you don't have to convince people to try video, right? So the best clients you have are going to be the clients who are like, we've done testimonial videos, they cost a lot of money and they don't really do anything for our business, but we wish we could do them better. That's when you walk in and say, look, okay, we can do more testimonial videos. We can make them impactful. We can use them as advertisements. We can use them as marketing vehicles and not just proof points on your website. So let's talk about this. And once you do it once, that client is going to keep coming back to you over and over again. So for example, I hired a video scriptwriter who took the video scriptwriting course, by the way.
With us? With you? Our AWI course with you?
Yeah. And
yes.
So she wrote one script. It was awesome. And she's been writing scripts for me since, I don't know, May of last year. So do you want to see her script? One of her scripts?
Yes, that's amazing.
Okay. Here we go.
So just so you guys know, we have a certification with Andrew Davis. We're talking about the script writing today, but there is a bigger training should this be something that you want to get into. And so this was one of the people who came from Andrew's program.
Yes. Yeah, she took the class and she writes a lot of landing pages. That was her
so she was a writer
kind of career. So she's very good. Okay. So here we go. Whoops. There we go. So this is a new podcast I have that just came out, and I'll give you the link to this if you want, but it's not just audio. There's a video version of the podcast that's all illustrated graphics, which is like another kind of video concept. Oh, I should have mentioned that before. Another great opportunity for video script writers is actually to do explainer videos. And an explainer video is like an animated video that usually describes a complicated process. For example, like a financial services company might try to explain how like blockchain and NFT works, right? And instead of trying to have like boring interviews with people explaining what it is, they do like an animated drawing and like a big metaphor that's animated with music and stuff that helps people understand in very simple terms how it works. So that's an explainer video. And there are tons of opportunity to write those, because here's the thing, there are great animators out there who want to animate and they're talented, but they don't have the talent to write the script that the financial services company needs to explain a complicated concept like NFTs. So you write the script and even work with the animator to understand what the animation is going to look like. And then you write it and they execute. It's a great way to write video scripts. So this is that kind of script. So here, so basically you can see it's formatted a little different, but the concept's still the same, right? Audio, video, there's the music. It's a stinger. A stinger is like a little logo resolve. So it's like, boom, 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 boom. Sales feed, like that's what it says. And then there's music under, and this is the intro script, and you can see it's a medium shot of me, and then there's a medium shot of me straight to camera showing my marker and paper because I'm going to just start drawing the story. Then there's artwork 1 pops up. This is like the animated version. So the illustrators provided actually like a storyboard little shot for us to actually just put into the script. So here, should I read? Do you want me to read a little bit of this?
Do
Is
it.
this helpful?
Yes.
Okay. Here, I'll just pick it up. I'll just read the very first block here. Okay, ready? In the business of sales, the word yes is a driving force. We seek it out over and over again. We want to hear yes from our account managers, yes from our suppliers, and most importantly, yes from our prospects and customers. But what about its counterpart? What about the word no? Now, if you're probably like me, you started out hating the word no. But is there power in the word no? If given the opportunity, can we actually learn to be immune to its effect? Heck, can we even learn to embrace the word no so it can help us sell more? Music fade in. And then there's another block there. So this is a longer video, and it's all pretty much animated. This is 9 pages, so about 9 minutes. If you just read it straight, I think the final product ended up being about 13 minutes with like a little commercial in there. And the web address, if you want to check out this one, is bit.ly/immune to no, all lowercase. So you'll be able to see.
And this one's a little bit different in that it does have a little more scripting as far as the words that are being read. And some of the other ones you've showed before, like on the success story side of things, aren't even giving the words, right? They're saying something. I want them to say something like this.
Yes. So that
Can you
exactly.
talk
So
about
when
that
you're
a little
writing
bit too?
yeah, so when you're doing interviews, one of the things that a great scriptwriter needs to deliver is not just the script, but when you're doing a testimonial or a case study video like you're talking about, Rebecca, you actually have to provide three things. The script, you're going to give the producer a list of questions that they need to ask to try to get the answers that you've plotted into the script. So for example, if I was doing a testimonial video for AWAI and I was interviewing, I don't know, this person who wrote this script, I might have to ask them a bunch of questions okay, tell me about why you decided to take your very first course with AWAI. And when you're writing the script, you're imagining that answer and you're kind of putting the answer into the script. Okay. But you need to give the questions to the producer so they can ask them. And it's really, really fun because you're actually working backwards. You're saying, I need this soundbite. So what kind of questions might get me that soundbite? And again, it's another way to help reduce the cost and give the producer what they need. And the third thing you need, just really quickly, you have to provide them with a shot list, which is essentially all of these things. So it's basically all of the video shots in a list that the director is going to use to make sure he doesn't miss any of the ingredients. So if you have a wide shot or a medium shot of the gate closing, and that's just one of the shots he needs to get, that director is going to get it. And she's going to take that shot and check it off that list that you gave her. And when she gets back to give it to the editor, every shot has been there. And if there's a shot they couldn't get, they'll mark it on that list and say, well, there's no gate, so we couldn't get that shot. So basically, when you're writing the best scripts, the scripts that I find the most fun, those are case studies and testimonials. They're so much fun to do. You're kind of architecting everything from the script backwards.
I love that. So the script, the list of questions, and the shot list. So guys, again, just like that even seems easier. I'm not even having to write any words. I'm just basically, I know the story. I know where I'm trying to get with the story. And I'm going to say, here's how I want the story to play out. These visuals,
yes.
Ask these questions to get these talking points, and then mix them all together and bake the cake.
Exactly. It's like you're an investigator and you've got all these puzzle pieces you can put together. And the way you craft those puzzle pieces is the final output of your cake. Like the more you understand the right kind of story structure, the better the cake is, the yummier it is, and the party is so much fun.
So let's talk a little bit about the business side of things, because we are going to open it up for questions in about 10 minutes. So people are asking, like, what is the range that you could reasonably charge for a business, say for a 6-minute script on a how-to video? And can you also talk about just the difference maybe in pricing between something like a case study video versus like an explainer video? Are there differences?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. So here's the thing. The easiest way to think about this is like a video production costs anywhere from, like today, costs about $1,000 per minute to $2,000 per minute in final produced video. Does that make sense? So if you're doing a 1-minute video, a low-end production cost for the editing and the shooting and everything would be $1,000. A higher-end video for that same 1-minute video would be about $2,000. So first, what I do, if somebody said, I want to do a 6-minute explainer video, I would say, all right, well, let me look at some explainer videos that you like. And I determine, are those explainer videos really high quality that they like, or are they kind of rinky dink ones on the low end? I'm not judging it. You can be very effective with either of those. And I'll say, all right, it looks like you want a really highly produced, great video. And in my mind, I just do the math. I say 6 times 2 is 12. They're probably going to spend about $12,000 total on that video. So that's step one. You want to have a good understanding for about how much the total video is going to cost. And the video script writer should be getting anywhere from 10% to 25% of the total video budget. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if it was a 1-minute video and it was low-end video production, that would be $1,000 total video. That means that if you were a new video script writer, you would get paid $100, 10% of the total budget for the video script. And if you were a really seasoned, good video producer or video script writer, you would get $250 for that 1 minute of video.
And that's for low budget.
That's the low budget one. You would just double that. Exactly. You could double that or even triple that. Some video script writers are easily making 6 figures doing 20-minute videos a few times a year. So, they're creating like mini documentary case studies for brands that are really highly produced, slickly like edited and done. And, the budgets for those videos are, $250,000 on the total end. So you can do the math, right? Even if you were getting 10% of the total video script budget, your script writing fee would be $25,000. And if it was the high end, it would be $50,000, $60,000 to write that script.
So if I'm just starting out, my brain explodes.
Here's the horn.
It's like math, adding it up, like.
Yes, exactly. Big win. So you can.
But so if I'm just starting out, let's say I'm going to my veterinarian down the street, and I'm like, hey, veterinarian Bob, veterinarian Sam has some really cool videos over there. I'd like to do your vet videos. So he's never done videos, doesn't understand budgeting. How might I explain that? And how might I think of a cost for myself to do that kind of video? Like, how would I charge that way?
Yeah. So first of all, the vet, if he's already doing videos or she's already doing videos, they're going to know what they're spending on their videos. So here's the thing. When people hire a video production company to shoot their videos, they first have sticker shock because they're like, wait, $5,000 for a 4-minute video? Like, that's what we're talking. But once they're over that hump and they've shot 10 videos, they're expecting to pay that. So they already know. And quite frankly, it's okay to ask, like, hey, can I ask what production company you're using? They sound great. And we can come back to production companies because they're a great lead source for you. Okay.
Write it down.
Yes. Okay. So they're going to say, I'm working with ABC Production Company. You say, oh, ABC Production Company is great. Can I ask what that last video you produced with them cost? And usually they're pretty upfront about it. So you're not going to get a lot of stonewalls. Like, people are trying to get better videos that, like, at a fair cost that deliver bigger results. So if you say, okay, that video cost you $5,000 and how many leads did it generate? Or how many more animals came in with their owners to, get looked at, or checkups, or, whatever they're trying to do with their business. And they say, well, I don't think the videos have been that effective. That's when you have the opportunity to say, well, have you been writing a script? And if they say no, that's when you can say, look, I think you can spend the same $5,000, invest in a video script writer, and you'll start seeing the returns with that next video. How much is that going to cost? And I would just do the math in my head if I'm having this conversation and it's the first time I'm writing a script for a client and he's the first time we're going to work together. I would just do 10% right out the gate. For $500, can I take a stab at your next script? And like, very often their answer is, yeah, like, that would be great, because they've been sweating over the content's not working. I've been writing the script. A lot of times the business owner is trying to do it. So they're struggling. And if you can make a better video for it and deliver on the results, the next video, you can increase your fee pretty quickly. And they get addicted to video when it works.
I love that too. The focusing on, better video. Reminds me of the Papa John's, better ingredients. Papa John's. Better video, bigger results.
Baking and cooking metaphors. I know, it's great.
But this is interesting. So imagine then someone who hasn't used video yet. So Naima's asking, how do you justify the ROI of investment in video when speaking to a client who is new to video and hasn't started that yet?
So this is a tough one. Who was asking that, Rebecca? I forgot.
Naima.
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 This is
Sorry, Naima.
Naima or Naima? I love your Naima. Okay. Here's something. The demand is so high for video script writers, for people who are already convinced that video works, that I haven't encountered this problem. The honest answer is, I don't know how to convince someone who doesn't think video might help their business.
Or maybe you don't need to.
Your best clients are going to be clients who have already decided they're going to invest in video.
Okay.
And they have already tried it and they've already been burned, meaning it's not like they're saying, I'm never doing video again. It's like, wow, we spent a lot of money on that video. It looks great, but people don't watch the whole thing, or people don't ever mention the video, or it certainly hasn't brought people in the door or made the phone ring. If I'm going to do video and invest that kind of money, I want to know they're going to be more reliable and work better. That's when you knock on the door.
So how do you
and
know
word gets around pretty quickly when you've done it once for one vet. the vet at the next time they go to a networking event for veterinarians, she's going to say, oh my gosh, we did this amazing video. Let me show you. They'll show you on the phone. Then they'll say, oh my gosh, who did that video? Oh my gosh, you have to talk to my writer. Because like the production company's great, but it's the writing that made all the difference.
Guys, I see all your questions. We're coming in 3 minutes. I have 2 more.
Wait, I lost you. Wait, hold on. My battery died. I have a battery dying.
I thought you were setting a timer to hold me
Just
to
dance.
it.
1 second.
I can dance.
Changing batteries.
Technical issues with the video production.
Okay. Wait.
Of this video. He only
it's like my hearing aid went out.
Anything that we want to right now, and he can't hear us. Which could he can hear us. Okay, never mind. Hey, Andrew, welcome back.
What were you saying? I'm not sure about this guy.
No, we're having a little conversation over here, realizing that you couldn't hear us. So it sounds like you were saying that people who've already tried videos are great candidates for potential clients. And I want to come back to the production companies also. People who've tried and had lousy results are even better possible clients. How do we find them, and how do we address that when reaching out to clients?
Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to watch their videos. So if you have an existing client who's already doing video, you need to watch all of their videos. Watch every video. I can't say this enough. If you have a prospect or you're looking at someone and you're like, man, I wish I could work for that company, go look at all the videos they've done. That means look at their Twitter. Have they done like Twitter live videos or Facebook live videos? Are they on YouTube, and are they posting videos on YouTube? Okay. Watch every one of the videos. And here's the super secret ingredient. All you have to do is email them. And what you're going to do is say, hey, I was watching your video. I think this video is great. I love what you did with X, Y, and Z, like beautiful shot of the sunrise to open that video. 2, I think that interview with that, your client was amazing. Like the most impactful thing she said is X, Y, and Z. And the third thing I would love to chat with you about, because I had an idea and I would love to run it by you. Would you, have 15 minutes just so I could tell you what my idea is for this video? Ideas. And basically, like I have this little framework I use called the mystery box. And basically you can take any video and actually plot a video around the mystery box. And it's really easy to identify when you've plotted it on a mystery box, to identify 2 or 3 little things that a client could have done to make that video better. And usually those conversations happen quickly because they're like, I wonder what the third thing is. Like that, you can't leave me hanging. Like that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is usually if the 2 things that you've mentioned or the little idea you had is an easy edit, you can actually suggest to them, hey, look, I suggest you just do that edit, have your production company just make that quick edit and let me know if it works out. And they'll say, what do you do? And that's when you say, well, I write video scripts, and this seems like a great video. I don't know if you guys had a video script, and if they never say yes if there's a problem with the video. So that's when you say, oh, well, next time if you'd like to, I'd love to work on a video script with you. Do you have any planned? And that's when they say, we'd love to do another testimonial video. Would you be interested in writing it? And how much do you cost?
So good, and I know that's a lot, guys. So you'll be able to go back to this recording in that moment. But he just unpacked gold in that moment that will help you have any conversation. And it's I love the mystery box idea too, of coming up with ideas for how to improve, because that doesn't really it's not like you're writing a 20-page proposal hoping to land the job. You're just being a really nice guy saying, hey, you missed a point on your video. Do you want to know what it is? I'll just tell you. And there's that theory of reciprocity. When we do things for others, they kind of want to come back and do things for you. So much here. So coming to the Q&A, last question though, you teased to production companies being a great lead source. So we know how to go after clients. What do we do with production companies? So here, production companies are great at all the technical stuff, right? They have all the gear, they have the lighting, they have the drones, whatever you can dream up in a video script. There is a production company near you that can execute on it. And I mean that no matter where you are in the world today, there is someone who will take money to shoot all the things you need, okay? And production companies are usually the first call when anyone says, I want to make a video. They're like, well, who creates videos? Video production company. And they'll just go to Google and they're like, video production company near me. And then I just did this.
yeah, you've done it, right?
I just did it yesterday.
So there you go. So here's the thing. That's who people go to for videos. Now, they are generally not the people who write scripts. And to be honest, that's not what they like to do. And it's not necessarily what they're good at. Generally, they love having a video script. It's their favorite thing. Because remember, you give them the recipe. You say, we need a drone shot of Rebecca's house, and we need a close-up of her baking that cake. So a production company loves that because it's very efficient for them to shoot it. So when you can build a relationship with your local production companies, they're the ones who are going to be able to say, hey, look, I would love to work on a video with you. How many minutes are you thinking? 7 minutes? Okay, it'll be a 2-day shoot. Do you guys have a script? No, we don't. Do we need a script? Well, it makes the production much more efficient. Your video will be better. Do you guys write scripts? We don't, but guess what? My friend Rebecca writes scripts. Let me put you in touch with Rebecca. And boom. So building relationships with production companies can be a really great lead source for you. And once you have a good working relationship with a production company, they will pitch you every single time. And a lot of times they'll do the billing for you and they'll just pay you because they want to be able to mark you up a little bit and provide you as part of the package that they're providing. It's a great way to build a really profitable business, helping lots of different companies, including the production company, create better videos.
I love it. And like, just to, again, to put that in perspective, guys, you're just writing the script. It's like a graphic designer. They design. A web developer, they develop. You don't do programming. You just write the words. Script writing is no different. You just do the writing. So that's super exciting. I see Pam Foster has joined us to insist and ensure that we do the Q&A.
Okay, good. Yes.
She's not online.
She's like, come on, guys.
No, I have just a big pile of questions and they all are super important. And so I just want to jump right into them because first I have a comment though for you, Andrew. Barry Gummer Sr. says, hey, Andrew, we worked together at a conference in Palm Desert, California a couple of weeks ago. I was the video engineer on. So hi to you.
I know,
and
Barry.
Yay!
Barry, I'm so glad to see you here, man. I really enjoyed working with you. By the way, Barry is like a video technical whiz, but also has like a master's in marketing. He's a genius. It's awesome.
Well, he said, Andrew has amazing knowledge and energy. Is this program from Andrew via AWAI? Keeping up with him is an exercise unto itself. Anyway, right. I just wanted to pass that along. Okay.
That's great.
Ratanya says, I love telling stories, always wanted to break into screenwriting, but I'm not interested in Hollywood. I think this would be a great alternative. Now that I'm taking copywriting courses and have an interest in the self-help, self-improvement niche, do you think video script writing would be relevant for this particular niche?
Yes. So absolutely. Number one, I think for self-help and self-improvement, a big piece of the puzzle is building a personal relationship with the people behind the self-help brand. So a lot of those brands are personality driven. And if you can craft the right kind of content for the right kind of talent, for any of those brands you're working with, you can make a huge impact with video. So I would say absolutely. One of the important things a great video needs is good talent. And that doesn't matter if it's an explainer video or a how-to video or a case study or a testimonial. One of the key things is choosing the right story to tell, but also making sure that the people you're going to see and hear from are the right talent, that your audience is going to identify with them, that they're eloquent, they're smart, or they're thoughtful, or they're emotional. All of those things factor in. And in the self-help space, a key component is the talent. So if you can write scripts that feel like they're from the talent and actually show instead of tell, you can make a huge impact. So absolutely, the answer is absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Jessica wants to know, when a company hires a scriptwriter, is that writer typically responsible for storyboards and descriptions of action?
So they are not responsible for storyboards at all. Okay. Never. They are not responsible for writing the action in the way that a screenplay would be. So I imagine she's thinking like, oh, picks up pencil. You write direction that sounds more like this. B-roll, Andrew, wide shot at desk doing work. Like that's what you write. Or like close up, Andrew's pen, on a piece of paper writing cursive. But you're more just prescribing the shots you need to show the story. And generally, you're not writing action. Here's the big difference. Just remember, we're not writing a screenplay where we're scripting actors ever. I mean, I don't usually do that. I can't think of a time I have. Even when we do like reenactments or flashbacks, it's not like that. So we spend more time writing like suggestions for shots and action that would be in the norm of somebody's life, like Andrew walking down the hall, so that when the voiceover says, "Meet Andrew Davis," like, you know, for 20 years, he's been a marketing guy. Like, we'll see me walking down the hall. That's it.
Okay, groovy. Jana wants to know about TikTok and social media. Now, we mentioned video sales letters as one kind of video. Do those actually work in TikTok or social media, the sales letters?
Oh, sure. Well, so, like, writing videos for social media is like a whole genre. And I bet these days you could make an entire career just writing TikTok videos at like 3 minutes a piece, right? Like it's so much fun. So you definitely could use the same principles. And I do know people who use the exact same principles to write TikTok videos and Facebook, Instagram Reels videos and stuff. Here's the thing. Most of the people who I know that are doing video script writing are writing longer videos. So that, let's say they're writing a 14-minute YouTube video about, I'll just use the self-help space. So they're doing a 14-minute video script for a person that's going to tell you about time management, right? What they then do, the video script writer will also, with that script, provide like 1-minute excerpts that are packaged as a little script that are going to be the TikTok version and the Reels version. And like, so they'll shoot like little donuts that are like, "Hey, my Instagram friends," and then they'll turn, and on the turn, they're actually using the video script, like a segment from the big video script, but they're using a new intro. This is all stuff we could teach in a course, or you could learn by trial and error. But one of the things a video script writer can do and can provide tremendous value with is helping people understand how to repurpose video the right way, because you have to think through that before you shoot it. It's no good going back to Rebecca after she shot the video 3 weeks ago and saying, "Rebecca, I need you to do this little thing where you say, 'Hey, TikTok friends,' and then turn." Well, her hair got cut. She doesn't have that outfit anymore. She moved 2 houses. Like, we can't do that. Like, so writing the script for that stuff makes it really, really efficient. I don't know if I answered the question, Pam.
I think so, yeah. And we have a couple more VSL type questions. One of them is, I have watched video sales letters, VSLs, that are like a drama. How does this different from the videos you're talking about?
I haven't watched the video sales letters course. Rebecca, do you know? Would you know?
So what we're talking about here is a lot different, in my opinion, than a video sales letter. A video sales letter, for those of you who are brand new to the world, is basically there's 2 ways of doing it. You take a sales letter and then you turn it into a video. So you're literally taking the exact same story and writing the words on the screen and having someone do a voiceover, or you're creating a video sales presentation, which is typically like still 40 minutes to an hour, but it is written by someone with a sales letter mindset. What we're talking about here is much easier. Not to like diss the video sales letters, but I mean, that's like days of production, weeks of writing. This is hours. This is not, it could be a day of production, but to do a video sales letter, you're still writing 40 pages of copy, of actual scripting and visuals. And if you want to go full production, like they do at like Agora and some of the biggers, that's like $1 million budget with shooting and all the screenwriters and actors and all the stuff. That is an opportunity. But that is not the opportunity that we're talking about today, because this one really, I want you guys to wrap around the simplicity of this. And I don't want to downplay it like it's so easy, because it's highly valuable. But the project that you're submitting is like this instead of the whole sales package. It's one piece that would be used in an entire sales thought process. If we think about like the customer journey, this could be somebody discovering a company. This could be someone trying to figure out the how-to, getting to know, seeing people who've already had the solutions with the case studies. These are like, there's lots of little videos instead of this massive sales production. So that's a VSL, and is very different than what we're talking about today, which are these smaller, tighter videos that have a very specific purpose, whether it's to educate, inform, show the proof, get someone to take the next step, whatever.
Okay,
there you go. Rebecca answered it. I love it.
Yeah, we have a lot of confused people because they have heard of video sales letters, but I'm so glad you straightened that out. That's great. Carmen asked, what's the difference between a video script and a commercial, like a TV commercial?
Oh, well, to be honest, there's not much difference. You could actually use a video script to write a television commercial. So I wouldn't think it was much different. I mean, here's the thing. You can use what you would learn writing a video script to shoot any kind of video, including a video sales letter. Like it's just like a tool that you can apply. I think that the biggest difference is, I think for me, I think about the videos that we're creating or writing as videos that are really focused on helping people get to the next step in their journey and take the next step and inspire them to take action. And so a commercial can do that, an ad can do that, a how-to video should do that, and a case study should do that. So there's not much difference, I would say, at all.
Okay. I don't know if we need to talk much about equipment here because the scriptwriter doesn't really get involved, but a couple of people asked because of your to gate or ungate sample, like what software to use or,
yes. So all you need is like Google Docs and like, you just need to be able to create a table in Google Docs. You need a keyboard to write on. You need a monitor or something you can see stuff on. And you need a brain and some enthusiasm, and you can create video scripts. You don't need much. You don't even need a mouse if you have a trackpad. Or a touch screen. So yeah, I mean, we don't really talk about video production gear very much because that's for the production company and the director and stuff to figure out. There are you don't even need to know what a drone shot is. You just need to say like overhead of fly over Rebecca's house. Got it, right? And then they figure out how to get it done.
Okay, now here's a good question, I think. When it comes to adding graphics, B-roll, et cetera, how can you tell when you're asking too much of the production that may end up going over the budget?
Oh,
like the drone flyover of Rebecca's house.
Well, yeah, if you write a helicopter shot in Australia, and the company's based in Cleveland, Ohio, here's the thing. There are lots of tools today that allow you to do very high-end production at a fragment of the cost. And what I always recommend video script writers do is write the highest end budget script you want. Like, I don't really care. Like, if you want a helicopter shot of Rebecca's house and they say, we can't get a helicopter, then you can say, well, does the production company have a drone? If they say, no, we don't have a drone, then you say, okay, well, can we look for some a generic royalty-free video clip that might look like Rebecca's house. So there's always a way to compromise, but I always suggest that you not stifle your creativity by worrying about what the budget might be for the script you're trying to create. Let them say when you hand them the script and they do the first read through, which is part of the process, or you read it through for them, which is what I like to do. When they say, oh my gosh, private jet, we don't have one. You say, oh, okay, well, here's the thing, we don't need the private jet. Here's my other idea. And you can revise the script pretty quickly, but don't worry about the budget. Focus on telling the best story you can. And I've never found myself in a predicament where people are like, we can't afford to shoot this script. We found a way.
Okay. And if anything, it just creates I see your vision. I can't afford that thing, but I see what you're trying to do. So what about this? What if we did it this way? Helicopter.
That's the conversation you have. Yeah, exactly. That's right. And sometimes, honestly, Rebecca, that's the solution. Wouldn't it be funny if we used a paper stick version of the plane flying across? And they're like, that's great. And we'll add more of those elements instead of less.
I think that's a huge takeaway too, that you can be creative and go ahead and paint the picture and dream the dream and tell the story you want to tell, because then someone can figure out how we're going to make that happen. But so much of it is an idea articulation. And I love even how you said, I read them the script, because then you're putting in all the emphasis in the places that you want to build up and take it down. And it's just different. And I love, so my creatives out there, this is your jam. This is for you.
It is for you. I even read the sound effects. I'll be like, ring, ring. Zoom.
I want to be on a pitch session with you. I can be your sound effect person.
All right, now we have two questions that are about coming up with your concepts. One of them is, how do you decide you want to show beans in your pudding as opposed to not showing beans or showing something else in your pudding? How do you make decisions for what to put in the audio and video columns? If you're starting from scratch, does that come from the client or?
Okay. Yes. So this is here. I'll just show you. I'll show you quickly. I'll do a little quick drawing. So I had this problem when I first started writing video scripts. I was like, what am I going to write? And I sat there with the cursor, like in that audio side of the script, like here. And I was like, what am I going to write? And it just blinked at me. So like I use a little framework called the mystery box. And I won't go into like depth with it here, but I'll just show you what the idea is. Basically, this is your video divided up into eighths. Okay. So if your video was 8 minutes long, this would be the 8th minute. This would be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, right? And then what I've done is I've tried to map in these little moments that I know need to happen. For example, I know that if a video is going to be successful in today's online world, in this first segment, we have to talk about the audience's desire. What does the audience want? Or what is the character in my video desire? So if I was telling a case study video and it was for software that helps people write better proposals, this section has to be about like, like 3 weeks ago, we had the worst proposals on the planet. They were terrible. I really wanted great looking proposals that my clients would love signing and sign faster. That's the audience desire. And I got it in 30 seconds. And so then each of my little blocks, I have like 4 frameworks now that I use, help me prescribe what am I going to hear and what am I going to see as I move through them. And basically the goal is that they kind of all marry up so that they keep you wanting to know more. Like, that what I start telling you here doesn't end until here. And so you're like, I got to find out what the next step is. So that is one of the battles, is trying to figure out exactly what am I going to show, what am I going to tell, and what do I need to do to make sure that I keep people to watch the whole video, because that's when you increase the tension and they get emotionally involved. And that when they're emotionally involved, that's when they're most likely to take action. So we've got to create a video that gets people to watch all the way through. But 2, what story are we telling and when are we revealing what we're telling? Because it's a linear storytelling, opportunity. We get to release the information we want when we want it. So figuring that out is the fun part, to be honest, but having a framework really helps.
Cool. And you teach that framework and how it works and how to.
I teach that framework. Yeah. You know what? Here's a fun exercise. I forgot who asked that, Pam. Do you remember who asked that?
Hang on one second. Sue,
here's a fun exercise. And this is the kind of thing I like to do. I will watch like a show, like whatever my favorite show is of the month. Like it could be HGTV. Like right now I'm really into, that show, International House Hunters.
Yeah, I love it.
Maybe because we've been so locked down, I'm like, I want to go watch people buy a house in Denmark. So what I'll do is I'll actually start watching the show and I actually map the whole show. So if it's 22 minutes long, in that first quarter, I'll say like what actually happens. And then next time I want to tell a story, I'll be like, I'll use the House Hunters mystery box. Like it basically looks like this. So if anybody's on a journey to buy something, I can actually use the mystery box that I wrote using HGTV. So it's not like I came up with, there's an example of one, by the way.
Wow.
That's what it looks like when I'm writing one. I write out all the little pieces. So basically you want to like do the same thing and you can come up with your own frameworks that will help you tell better stories, Sue.
Okay. I love that because I'm obsessed with International House Hunters too. And I can, there's always a problem. They have 3 choices. Neither one is perfect. Yes. Which one are they going to choose?
Right.
I'm always wrong.
That's the drama, the tension.
All right. Now, can you speak more to the demand for this kind of video copy from businesses, this short form script writing? Can you specifically talk about the demand you've seen or you know about?
Yes. Well, so the stat I actually got from Rebecca, I think, or the AWAI team, was that 81% of businesses have a need for a video script writer right now. And that number does not surprise me. No, it's not surprising at all to me, Rebecca. Honestly.
It's the same reason why I Googled video production Austin yesterday, because we have ideas, right? Like marketing is like, we should do this with the video. We should have that with the video. I'm like, well, I am only one person. I can't shoot all the video. Like so it's that I think is what's happening is everyone's like, you should be on TikTok. You need to have a video like this. And then companies are like, okay, what do I do? How do I do it? To your point, like, or they've tried it themselves And they're like, that's frustrating. So they're looking to writers. So I'm not surprised that it's so big. Everybody knows video is, I think there was another stat. It's like, I can't name stats off the top of my head, but like people who watch video remember like 90%, and people who read it remember like 10%.
Yes.
So video, the effectiveness is already well known. So you're not having to convince anyone that video works. It's more of, I know it works, but how do I do it? And I think that's why it's so big now.
And I also think the pandemic created a higher demand, but also acceptance for video. And so people realized, I mean, I know companies personally that, didn't have a very good like help department on their website because they had great customer service and they were doing lots of webinars and stuff to help people. But when the pandemic hit and all of a sudden like demand for video stuff went through the roof, people were interested in more video help and more video support and more video how-to videos. And so they started doing more and more. Like one of the other stats I read recently was that like video content marketers specifically are spending more and more on video than any other medium in the next year. $21 billion is the projection for next year. Billion. Wow. That's not video script writing. I get it. But let's just imagine that that's the 21 billion is the video production budget. So what's 10% of 21 billion? $2 billion in script writing is going to be spent over the next year, right? And that's the low end number. So there is a lot of opportunity out there. And I think it only takes one great client to start a career as a video scriptwriter. Once people see what you've done and you experience the joy of seeing the final product posted on YouTube and them calling you and saying it's working, you'll realize it's such a great, pie to be part of.
And the other thing is that YouTube, I believe, is the second largest search engine because it's owned by Google.
Yes, it is.
And when you search for something online, you have an option to search the videos. And if a client has a fantastic video that solves whatever the person was searching for, they win, right? So
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Now, Naima asks, hi again, Naima.
Hi, Naima.
How do we guarantee results for clients through video or make any claims toward these when starting out? She said, I always stumble on that one.
Yeah, I never make claims that it's I never make a promise. How's that? Because to be totally frank, a lot of other things factor into the success of the video. For example, I have written and produced videos for clients that didn't post the video for 9 months. Well, if I said, once I give you the video and you're going to see results in 3 months, well, they didn't because it took for them forever to start their YouTube page and then upload the video and then name it. That stuff is out of my control. So I try not to make any performance claims about the video. For me, the focus is on ensuring that the message is the message they want to deliver and that we can inspire other people to take action with any video we create. How they deliver it is a really important piece of the puzzle, and I'm happy to chat with people about that. But for me, I really try to focus on the fact that the video itself will be better with a scriptwriter. It'll cost less than it has in the past, and it'll have a bigger impact on the bottom line if the story is told correctly, and we can do that together. But I try not to get down to specifics. I don't know if that helped, Naima, but I would avoid making any promises. That's my advice.
And really, that's a good rule of thumb in all forms of copy. To make a promise, there's so many factors outside the words and in the world as far as technical response, market response, things are. I think staying focused on the end game, what is the purpose of this video, and making sure that everything does line up to move towards that purpose will just ensure effectiveness, timeliness, value of what you're creating. There's a lot there. And I would just avoid results anyways, because like Andrew said, there's a lot. Andrew, this is so good. Everyone is just over the moon, wants the recording. So this was such a great training session. You guys will have the opportunity to train more with Andrew in the future. Apparently our entire system is down right now, so I can't even give you a link even if I wanted to. But I know. It's back. Stop it. We should have created a big tension curiosity gap right there.
That was big drama.
We don't know.
I don't know. Well, it's back. Yay.
So, but
right.
Vince is saying, is that a DNC DeLorean model car on Andrew's shelf? Random question.
Oh,
I know.
No, these are movie Lego cars. So like this one is from the Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
And this is my pandemic project. And this is a James Bond Aston Martin DB something, DB3, I think.
Fun.
It was lots of fun. So
really?
I'm working on the Ghostbusters one. So Vince, you'll see that next.
All right. I only have three little questions.
Hit me.
Then we'll be wrapping it up here. What is the average attention span for video watching?
This is my favorite question.
I thought so.
So I don't know. YouTube will tell you it's like 2 minutes and 34 seconds, but that really bothers me. Like, here's the thing. You can inspire people to watch a video that's 90 minutes long if the video is created in the right way. And that's what the mystery box is for. And that's why I created them. Because if you get hung up on the fact that you need to create the best 2 minute and 34 second video, what you actually do is you cut so much stuff that the video actually eliminates the right elements that increase tension, get people emotionally involved, and then inspire them to take action. So my belief is that if you create the right kind of video, you can keep people watching for as long as you want. To me, like one of my jokes essentially is that, everybody has the attention span of a goldfish, and they tell you they don't have time to watch your video, or they don't have time to listen to your podcast, or they don't have time to read your emails. But those very same people will sit down and binge watch, 2 seasons of Stranger Things on a Saturday. And that to me is like the proof that at the end of the day, if you create the right kind of content, you can keep them engaged for as long as you want.
Right.
So that was my little soapbox speech about that.
Okay. I know. I love that question too. As long as it takes to keep them riveted, and they often will be, if you do it right. Now, where do we access the music or picked video resources you mentioned? Is that something that you, like, if I'm writing a script, is it great for the client if I also bring in, like, you'd want this music, here's an example?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's like music and B-roll or video clips are a really important part of helping them see and hear what it's going to sound like in the end. And so, like, for example, I use a service called Epidemic Sound. There are a lot of them out there. You don't have to use Epidemic Sound. I'm not endorsing them for any reason. They don't pay me. It's just what I choose. And it's a royalty-free music license library. And so when I'm working on a video script, honestly, one of the first things I will do is try to pick some music that's going to start out the video. Like, how do I want it to feel and listen and sound, and let the music start to build that atmosphere? Is it going to be mysterious? Is it going to be driving, chasing? Is it going to be, low tempo or hip hop? Like, what kind of feeling do I want to get? And that actually will help me write the script. So a lot of times I'll go download 10 different music pieces that I think might work, and I'll listen to them while I write. And here's a cautionary thing, by the way. Sometimes you can get hung up on this and spend like 4 hours really enjoying listening to music, trying to pick music. The other thing is, like, I use another one called Story Blocks for royalty-free video clips. And, that's a good time for, really keeping the budget, like, on schedule. Cause you can say, like, man, it would be great when they're talking about the Swiss Alps. It would be great to have an awesome flying helicopter shot of the Swiss Alps, but we're not going to go there. So let me see if I can find one that they could use. You can make all the difference with just those 2 resources. Will help you write better scripts, but they'll also help them see the vision that they really would love, because a production company won't do that. They won't be like, oh, by the way, we thought you might want some Swiss Alps video. They're just like, we shot what we could shoot here in Cleveland. It's like that's when you can make a big difference.
Which looks exactly like the Swiss Alps. Okay.
Exactly.
Identical.
All right. Final question. If English is not your native language, how is the best way to write as we speak? Is there a way to become better at it? I don't know.
Wow. I would imagine she means when you're writing in English.
Yeah.
Like non-native speaker. My suggestion would be to keep watching more videos just like this one, and you know, I have friends, I grew up in Houston, Texas, and I have a bunch of Vietnamese friends that came over from Vietnam, and the way they learned to speak English was watching like Ghostbusters over and over again, right? And honestly, they picked up all the colloquialisms, all the jokes. They really got good at it. And so I think the more you watch video, the better video script writer you'll become. And that goes for, by the way, non-English speakers as well as English speakers. You really getting an ear for the way your client talks or your audience talks is going to be key to you writing better and better videos. So like my mantra is always, if you want to create better content, we need to learn how to consume content better. You need to not just learn how to create it, but start dissecting the content you consume on your own and look for the lessons you can bring forward. Write your own mystery box frameworks. Listen to the language people use, the words people use, the way people use run-ons, like I just did with like 15 ellipses. That's going to make you a better writer.
I love this. Valentina, who's in our training team, is from Italy, and she says she watched TV to learn the language because that just naturally the way people speak. I love that, Valentina. That was great.
That's it. Friends and goes, "How you doing?" No.
How you doing?
How you doing? That's exactly right.
You got to be careful what you watch, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. I think that's all the questions we have. I'm going to let you guys take it away, talking about the course coming up and everything. And thank you.
We can. So, Andrew, I mean, really quickly, you have a certification. We get to train with you coming up. Everyone's thanking us for doing this. This is so fun, guys. Like we get to hang out with Andrew Davis for hour and 15 minutes. Like, who doesn't love their job? Like,
no, I really, really enjoyed it. I always enjoy hanging out with you, and your audience is always so engaged. So thank you, very engaged audience, Karen and Kim and Donna and everybody out there. Thanks so much for showing up and asking some great questions and having some fun.
And then just quickly, should people want to continue learning from you, we do have a certification on video script writing that is opening. Andrew, just really quickly, what part of all of this do you teach? Is it the writing side? Is it the getting client side? Like, what is the big, give us the big promise in 60 seconds.
All of that. We talk about, we started by talking about the frameworks, like how do you understand how to tell a great story? And we end the course by talking about how do you land that first client? And in between, we actually write a script together. It's one of the most rewarding things I've done in the last 20 months is work with people like you, script writers, who I see come in on day one and they're like nervous and they can't write a script. They've never seen a video script. They've never dissected a video. And then, 6 weeks later, they're like perfect scripts out the door and they're getting clients. So it's been really, really fun to get to know those people, but also see them progress through each and every stage to write really compelling scripts.
So you will actually write a script with Andrew. It's so fun to see them come out afterward. It looks like you wrote it. And they're just sending it to me. I'm often like, cool? Really? You wrote, this is your first script? Like,
are we allowed to talk about the fact that somebody wins a prize, or is that top secret?
No.
So I love this part because at the end, everybody submits their final script, and then the team, we all try to determine which one was the best one. And honestly, it's so hard. Usually there's 10 that everybody's like, well, these are all great. And it comes down to like, let's pick the one, guys, the one. Like if we had only this budget and we could only shoot this one script. And so it's a really hard decision, but it's really, really fun and so gratifying. And even the class can see the script at the end. And it's really great to see how different the scripts are, how creative the scripts are, even though we're all writing about the same thing, which is pretty fun. So
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we do award one, but we have hired more than one just because.
That is true.
It's so fun. Like I had someone just the other day send me their shooting script, and literally 2 days later, I'm on a call with a marketer and she's like, do you know anyone who could write scripts like this? I'm like, I do actually. Here you go. Like I just saw the shooting script. I just forwarded the email and I look like the hero for finding this person.
That's awesome.
So.
Yay. That's so good.
Jade is saying my Circle of Success and Infinity members, do not click that link. It might do something to you. I'm just kidding. It's because you have a different price on your member page. So go to your member page and make sure you use your Circle of Success or Infinity discount. There is a discount on that link for those of you who are on this video today, on this training today. But if you're a Circle of Success or Infinity member, you have another discount. So make sure you go to your member page and use that link. Don't click the link.
Don't click the link. I've never heard that before.
That's the IM that I got. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's so funny. You know what? As soon as you said don't click the link, I clicked it. I was like,
right?
What? That sounds great.
Andrew, thank you so much for this.
Thank you, guys.
So fun. You guys can train with him. I mean, imagine doing this multiple times a week. It's amazing.
It's fun. You're missing out, Rebecca. I'll see you in class.
I will see you in class. I would love to be. I'm going to be in class, guys. Yes.
Hey,
let's do this. Yes. I'm going to go. I won't click this link. I'll go to my member page.
No, find your member page with the right discounts.
I got
Thanks, Rebecca. This is awesome. Thanks to everybody else, too. This was fun.
Bye, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next time on Inside AWAI. Bye.
Bye.